So one of the key things which we realized was, single deliveries, per trip is not a solution to the last mile delivery. So that's how we have like multiple 8 lockers, in the robot. And when we got into 8 lockers, we just realized that Harbor app ecosystem makes a lot of sense because then we have direct, integrations with all the ecosystem partners and they can access the lockers right away.
Welcome to Build Harbor Lockers podcast, live from CES 2024. If you're just listening in, we're a podcast that features a mix of conversations with locker innovators and entrepreneurs discussing trends and opportunities with lockers. Today, I'm super excited we have Ottonomy, an autonomous delivery robot company that can deliver food and beverages, grocery, and packages to curbside, last mile, and even indoor environments. In this podcast, we're going to dive deeper and learn more of the origin story, how Ottonomy got started, and their visions for the future. So, without further ado, let's dive in.
There we are, live from CES 2024, live Building Harbor Lockers podcast. We got our new partner here with Ottonomy. Really excited having you here. How are you enjoying the show so far?
The show is crazy. I mean, we got some good reception at the event so far. Yeah.
Right. And you got quite the setup here. Tell us, what do you do and what is Ottonomy exactly?
So Ottonomy is like an autonomous delivery robotics company. And what we have done at the CS is, plugged in with the Harbor ecosystem. And we have the lockers on the wheels where, you don't have to go to the lockers, but lockers can come to you.
And how did you even get involved in this idea? Like, you say, hey, building an Ottonomy robot isn't easy. So how do you get excited about this and interested in building this company?
So, our backgrounds are in autonomous cars, autonomous robots, and, since last 15, 16 years. So we thought that, there are some more real-time problems which can be solved. And one of them is last mile delivery. It is one of the most complicated and, expensive, leg of the entire supply chain. So here we are. We just wanted to solve the autonomous robots, which are slow-moving and safe, but still solving a pain point for, many customers.
And how long have you been working on this company since you kind of came up with the idea to get into the space?
So, we started like 3 years back in midst of COVID. And now we are operating these robots in campuses, close places like airports, casinos, and many more.
Nice. And how does it work? So say if you want to use the robot, how does it actually say, hey, I'm sitting here at the airport on my laptop, really want to go get my food, but I'd rather have the food come to me. You don't want to lose my seat. So how does it kind of work in that airport scenario?
So for airport scenario, you can, scan a QR code, select a menu item to order, and then just select your boarding gate. So robot will get the items for you to your departure gate, and that's about it. You don't have to stand in queues for, getting those packages and deciding whether to eat or, go to your departure gate. So that's the level of convenience which you are having for the customers there.
Exciting. And then what made you get excited with, Harbor and kind of taking it to the next level with our partnership?
So one of the key things which we realized was, single deliveries, per trip is not a solution to the last mile delivery. So that's how we have like multiple 8 lockers, in the robot. And when we got into 8 lockers, we just realized that Harbor app ecosystem makes a lot of sense because then we have direct, integrations with all the ecosystem partners and they can access the lockers right away. So that cuts down the entire, singular approach of integration, but, plug in into the Harbor ecosystem to unlock a larger value.
Nice. In that ecosystem, you see more than just packages, it looks like. So
yeah. It's like, food and beverage, parcels, groceries, anything. We are talking about peer-to-peer delivery here because, it unlocks a lot much than any delivery robotics company can imagine right now.
And with doing this, what's been one of the hardest things you've done? So you're going through this journey 3 years. What's something like when you wish you kind of knew when you started the company?
So I wish we started a little bit earlier, but it's never too late. So, but it's still, one of the key things which we realize is, making customers aware of what we are trying to offer. And that's why, getting into the right set of partners become very, very important. And that's where, Ottonomy, with the Harbor ecosystem is a no-brainer, according to me. Yeah.
And how big is your team and how do you guys go about, building and come up with these different solutions? And what version of this autonomy robot do you have?
So we have these Autobots 2.0, and we made it like configurable. So the robot platform is a skateboard chassis, and you can have multiple, compartments on the robot based on business needs. So one size fits all doesn't work. So different businesses have different needs, and we can customize these cabins according to them.
Nice. And how big's the team today?
So the team is around 55 people, and we are based out of we are headquartered in the U.S. We recently moved from Brooklyn to California and Sunnyvale, and all the robots are getting manufactured in India office right now.
Well, a lot of companies are moving out of California. Well, you're one of the companies that moved to California. What made the move from the East Coast or back to California?
We are just fixing the vacuum. We are filling up California with the right sort of talent there.
Super exciting. And with that, building a robotics company and doing that, how do you guys kind of see yourself in the market? There's Starship and other robotic companies. What makes your robot a little bit different than the other ones you see out in LA and all the other cities you may see?
So there are two major differentiators. One is the level of autonomous, driving capabilities. So most of the delivery robotic companies are teleoperated. So we wanted to, right from the get-go, being fully autonomous. The second part is the robots are smaller and meant for food and beverage only. So we have larger compartments, larger robots, but have a very interesting drivetrain, which still helps us to navigate in tight spaces. So I think with these two major differentiators where we can offer deliveries for, different type of customers, be it not sticking only to food and beverage, it's a game changer because, then you can have groceries, parcels, which are much more in volume compared to anything else.
So there's actually some robots that people think they're robots, but they're not really robots. So they're people controlling them behind the scenes.
That's right. I mean, it's a wonderful go-to-market strategy, right? You have a robot which is connected to internet and you can drive it, but it's a pain point when things are scaling up, and being autonomous makes a lot of sense while scaling up. So that's why right from the beginning we kept this approach of autonomy first. That's how the name came about. It's autonomy, and we are sticking around that. Yeah.
Super exciting. And then one use case I get really excited about is doing product sampling through the locker and returns. So that's one thing, we've been talking to some of our partners already at the show. We released this. How many hours ago it's been? 24 hours now? And we already got, we revealed it to a couple of these build partners you see on the behind us. And they're like, man, we can use it for micro, hyper-local retailers, hey, they're already on the Harbor platform. And they're like, I'm already talking to our customers, how we can actually have them use it for retail locations and reach the customers, and then also product sampling. So, what do you give? Do you read any books, or how do you kind of stay in touch with all the latest trends?
I think, reading online updates, that keeps us busy. But more importantly, we are not looking at, the competition very much. We are trying to figure out what are the customer pain points and start working towards it. So I think that automatically puts you in a situation where you're solving a real problem. And with respect to ecosystem, last night we were at Harbor, Mixer, and we found 2 customers and we are going ahead with something. So I think that's the power of the ecosystem. And we are lucky to have, to leverage that and put things in the right place.
Super kind. And so on these lockers, how secure are them? Can someone flip them over? They're out on the streets. How do they kind of get from the maintenance side and security?
So security, I mean, these are pretty, robust to be, toppled around. So we made it that way so that your packages and the robot is secure. But at the same time, we are looking at, more, ways to have messaging on the robot, which is audio messaging with the people around the robot, or even visual. So one additional thing which we do on the robots is we have multiple screens, so we can run, digital out-of-home advertisements. So, that is also, a wonderful, benefit for all the ecosystem partners with whom we are working right now.
Super awesome. So right now it's January, a little bit past the first. So what's some of the goals and things you'll be doing this year going into 2014 that we can expect to see?
So if Harbor is going for 25,000 locations, I mean, we want to be at all these locations. But, we have an order book of a couple of hundred robots to be deployed in 2024. So definitely we'll be deploying those robots. But at the same time, onboarding some long-term strategic customers is something which is on the cards.
Nice. And how can people kind of learn more about Autonomy and get in touch with you?
So, you can reach out more at autonomy.io. It starts like OTTONOMY.io. And that's it. You can contact us there.
Cool. Is there anything else you'd like to kind of tell the audience?
Yeah, enjoy CES and do follow Autonomy and Harbor Lockers. Thank you.
Well, really appreciate having us on here, the Build a Harbor's Locker podcast. We're live from CES, and we're actually building companies. We have companies out here talking with Autonomy. Super excited to see the ecosystem growing and going into 2024. And like we're saying, we're on a mission to be building 25,000 locations by 2025. Thanks, everyone.
Introducing Harbor's Marketplace Locker Network, open to builders to create alternative drop-off, storage, and pickup services at scale. Get unlimited on-demand access to over 9,000 lockers all across the U.S. with 25,000 locations by 2025. Built by locker innovators with over 15 years of experience and 250 million transactions, we make it fast and easy to integrate. No need to buy, install, or support lockers. Pay per use only when you access. Wondering how Harbor works? Easily integrate your application with Harbor Connect, a full-stack locker API and SDK with complete control of your own user experience. There are limitless possibilities with Harbor. Find a nearby location to store bags, get your food delivered, easily drop off returns, store and exchange tools with your field team, pick up packages, to scavenger hunts. The possibilities are endless. We're Harbor by Luxor One, making it easier to get things securely, asynchronously. Start building your idea today.